the grid is shifting. From the Titan walls of Siberia, the signal has traveled south to a sanctuary tuned to the very frequency of the human soul. The Oracle of Malta, a 5,000-year-old acoustic machine buried deep beneath the earth. Today, we unbind the resonance of the Hal Saflieni Hypogeum. Hidden beneath a quiet street in Malta lies a 3-story subterranean complex carved entirely from solid rock. It is a masterpiece of prehistoric engineering and psychological manipulation. This is the Hal Saflieni Hypogeum, 3 levels of chambers reaching 30 feet underground, designed with a terrifying purpose. In the middle level, we find the Oracle Chamber, a small niche in the wall that, when spoken into by a male voice, causes the entire complex to roar. This isn't just an echo. The chamber is tuned to exactly 110 Hertz, a frequency that has been scientifically proven to alter human brain activity. At 110 Hertz, the prefrontal cortex deactivates. The brain shifts into a trance state, making the subject highly suggestible to the voice of the gods echoing through the stone. The teachers who built this understood the biology of belief. They turned the earth itself into a neuro-acoustic interface. Over 7,000 bodies were found here. Was this a tomb, or were these the operators who stayed behind to maintain the frequency? The hypogeum is not isolated. It is the subterranean brain of a temple complex that spans the entire island, perfectly aligned to the stars. The soft Globigerina limestone of Malta is a natural conductor. It stores the acoustic energy, acting as a planetary hard drive for the grid's data. This is high-level acoustic engineering. The builders were not primitive farmers, they were masters of wave physics and architectural resonance. When we measure the output, we find the hypogeum is still on. The stones are still vibrating at a frequency that matches the Earth's natural hum. This was the point of contact, a place where the sky, the earth, and the human mind were tuned to a single unified signal. The Oracle was a biological hack. By using specific frequencies, the teachers could induce collective visions, ensuring the population remains in sync with the grid. Sound isn't just heard, it is a physical force that shapes matter. In Malta, that force was used to stabilize the local consciousness. This wasn't just for prayer. The hypogeum acted as a local buffer for the global shield, using human neural energy to amplify the planetary field. The architecture is a literal instrument. The chambers were voiced, carved, and tuned until the entire mountain ridge resonated at the divine frequency. Even the artifacts found here were functional. The figurines were made of charged clay, designed to hold the oracle's frequency long after the user left the temple. To activate the node, one only had to speak the right word. The architecture did the rest, unbinding the energy stored within the rock. Malta was the control center for the Mediterranean sector. It managed the acoustic stabilization of the tectonic plates beneath the sea. But the system failed. When the global grid was severed, the energy flowed back, vitrifying the very stones that were meant to protect us. The oracle went silent, but the tuning remains. Malta is still waiting for the voice that can restart the planetary pulse. The spirals are not art. They are conduits. They mapped the flow of energy through the chambers, ensuring no power was lost to the Earth. The pattern is fractaline. Whether building above ground or below, the teachers use the same geometric key to lock the node into the grid. Malta was the bridge. It linked the power of the African plate to the European grid, stabilizing the heart of the ancient world. They built a perfect silence, so that the only thing you could hear was the frequency of the stars. This was a temple of pure information. Thermal scans confirm the node is active. The stone is still drawing heat and power from the core of the planet. The grid is reactive. It doesn't need a machine to turn it on. It needs a resonant biological presence to complete the circuit. The unbinding of the Mediterranean node is complete. The signal is now traveling south toward the mountains of the Horn of Africa. We have recorded the frequency. It is a perfect match for the harmonic resonance required to bridge the gap between the north and the deep south. The artifacts were not dolls. They were acoustic receivers. They were the mobile keys that allowed the teachers to access the grid from anywhere on the island. The grid used the entire spectrum. Light triggered energy, and sound directed the frequency. This was the most complex machine ever built on Earth. From here, the high priests, the grid operators, could monitor the stability of the node. They were the technicians of the soul, keeping the planetary shield in balance. The alignment is absolute. Malta was designed as a precision-tuned antenna, receiving data from the stars and broadcasting it into the Earth's core. The Mediterranean chapter is closed, but the signal is already pulling us toward the next terminal, carved into the red stone of Ethiopia. We leave Malta with the frequency in hand. The data we've gathered here is the key to the next lock in the global network. The frequency captured here is a match for a site built not down into the earth, but into the mountains. A site where stone churches were carved from the top down. The grid is pulling us into the heart of Africa, from the subterranean oracles to the rock-hewn churches of the sky. Next time, we explore a mountain carved from the top down, a place where angels were said to build what men could only imagine. Unbind the past, remember the future. Join us next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the churches of Lalibela. This is Echoes Unbound. The kings are returning to the mountains. Are you ready to hear the frequency of the sky? The list never lies.